Welcome everyone to my how-to video introducing the overview for assignment 7056, Writing About Writing 2. Okay, so we're in the course Moodle, and I know that Writing About Writing 2 is due June 19th. So scrolling down here, it doesn't look like we are working on that assignment in week 1, so I'm going to click on week 2, and there it is. Assignment 7056, Writing About Writing 2. So it's clear that should begin working on this and submit this assignment before week 2 is over. So if I click on either of these links here, that will take me to the instructional wiki page that explains the assignment prompt. So this video is mostly just introducing what you're doing overall, and you can check out my other videos about the specific challenges of specific documents within this assignment. Okay, so it starts off with, just like all of our assignments, with a pretend email from our hypothetical boss, Alex Nostrovia. Okay, nothing different here, really. So I'm going to scroll down to my objectives. So I need to be able to summarize complex information, be able to apply the concepts I've read, understand self-assessment, and understand the media challenge. Okay, so you are actually creating 3 documents for this assignment. The first one is just like your first reading assignment. You're going to create an executive summary of Lesson 8 on shape. So the first thing I'm going to want to do is go over to our Moodle page and open up Lesson 8, and here's the PDF file for that. Read it, take notes, highlight things that are useful, and figure out what it's trying to teach me, because I'm not only going to have to summarize this information, but I'm also going to have to talk about in another document how I can apply it. Okay, so once I've read Lesson 8, then I'm ready to do my first task, which is summarizing the content. So this should be at least 200 words, and the executive summary should be formatted as a memo. So looking in my example document here, here's my title page, and here is the setup for my first memo, which, as you can see from the subject line, the RE line, that it's executive summary of Lesson 8. Okay, so even though it's an executive summary, it should be in the form of a memo to my boss, Alex Nostrovia, in this hypothetical situation. So if you'd like to remind yourselves how we're writing executive summaries in this class, I do already have a how-to video on how to create executive summaries in week 1, the first time we did this. And so it uses 7055 as the examples for the content, but you can review this video here on how to create executive summaries. Nothing will change except that you'll be summarizing a different chapter, but how you write it and what content and in what order should all go in there. And remember that executive summaries are objective documents, so there shouldn't be any of your opinion in there. There shouldn't be any I, we, you. It should just be on the content. Okay, so remember that the purpose of this executive summary is to summarize the content well enough that someone who has not read the original chapter would be able to use the same content to the same level of mastery as we can. So that's really important to your document success. Okay, so once you've completed the executive summary, then it's time to reflect. So task number 2 is to write a separate memo, again to your boss, Alex, in which you tell me how you could apply Lesson 8 to your assignment 7063. Now, assignment 7063, if we look at our deadlines, is due the day before this writing about writing assignment. So 7063 is due the day before, but you can be working on writing about writing 2 before that's due if you want to. It would be great if you can apply Lesson 8 lessons to your draft of 7063, but it's not required. Just remember that the first time you submit this assignment, you'll be getting credit just for submitting it on time and complete. And I may give you advice. So if you want advice on how you can apply Lesson 8 better, you should definitely try to incorporate that into your draft. Okay, so in this memo, I have to tell Alex how I could take what I learned in Lesson 8 and apply it to 7063. And there are multiple documents within assignment 7063, so I would recommend that you just draw from any of the documents that you create for that assignment. So now I'm going to open up my outline of my assignment here. Okay, so this too is written as a memo, again to Alex, but notice that the subject line should change because this is a completely different document. Okay, and this is the outline I'd like for you to use. This is up in Moodle as well. So if I go over to week 2 under the assignment, it's right here. So this is the outline that I'm going to be showing you. It's pretty straightforward, but basically what it asks you to do is show me how you apply at least 2 different rules to your 7063 assignment. Okay, and so it takes you through an outline of that. Just follow the outline, it's pretty straightforward. Okay, so that would be task number 2. So task number 1, executive summary. Task number 2, memo applying lesson 8 to your 7063. Task number 3 brings in some new concepts for us. It's self-assessment and media. And so you would want to click on those to find out more about those. But basically what this is so going over here, you'd find out what self-assessment is. Basically what it's asking you to do is identify what you do know and what you don't know. And so being able to write a document well or revise a document well is all dependent on your ability to self-assess the obvious, things we know, and things we know we don't know. So in that case, I'd be able to research the thing I know I don't know, and then eventually make it a thing I know. But also, how do you improve a document when there are things we didn't realize we knew? So maybe you know exactly why a memo looks the way it is or what kind of tone it should have, but you don't realize that you know that. And then things we didn't realize we don't know. And so how do we find what that is? Okay, so first you should figure out what the self-assessment challenge is and the media challenge is. So the media challenge is basically choosing the appropriate medium or genre, basically, that would serve your needs the best, that would allow you to deliver it the way you want to. Do you want it to go snail mail or do you want it to be fast? That would allow readers to interact with it the way you want them to. Do you want them to see changes the moment you make them? So I would use Google Docs, for example. And then would they be able to retrieve it the way you want to? So maybe I don't want something to be electronic because I don't want it to be foyable, but so I can put it as a hard copy only. So the media challenge basically asks, in what medium do you want your communication to be based off of these criteria? Okay, so once I understand what those 2 concepts mean, then I'm ready to talk about them in terms of emails, memos, and letters. So if I come back over here to my outline, so this is another memo talking about the challenges of self-assessment and media. Probably what I would do is break the body up into each term. So I'd have a paragraph about self-assessment and then talk about emails, letters, and memos for that. And then I'd have a paragraph about media and talk about emails, letters, and memos for the challenge of media. So basically what it's doing is asking you to think about these different business communication documents you're creating in these new ways to deepen your understanding of their use. So those are the 3 documents you're creating. They ask you to interact with writing in 3 different ways. So once you're done putting all 3 together, make sure that you put them all in one Word document. Add a title page to the top. So I'll show you what mine looks like. And remember that all I want for your title pages is the title of the assignment, your name, our section, and the date you completed it. So save all of this as one file. So your title page, your executive summary in the form of a memo, your memo applying Lesson 8 to 7063, and your memo talking about the challenges of self-assessment in media. So 3 documents plus 1 title page. Save it in one Word document. Come over here to our Moodle page, and you can click right here to turn it in, or over here on the sidebar, you can click right there to submit it there. And as always, make sure that you actually click submit after you upload your file. Okay. So you can drag and drop your file into this box here, or you can just click this button here. But make sure you click Save Changes, or else it will not send it to me. All right, so that is assignment 7056. If you have any questions, feel free to bring those to our virtual class or send me an email. If you like this video, I hope you'll check out my other ones. Good luck.